Good day, everybody. What's happening? It is The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv, live from the third largest city in the United States, Chicago, Illinois. My name is Mario Smith, and it is a pleasure to see you again. Welcome. I hope everybody's doing well. It's Friday, man. Don't count on anything to be in order on this show. Hal just read obituaries. Did you guys hear that? There were a lot of little jokes afterward, like we should bury this segment. Good job, Hal, as always. Thank you all for watching. Really appreciate you all being passengers today on the drive. I'd like to introduce to you a man who has done it all in February. He's been on a cruise ship. He saw all the great rock legends, and he dunked on like 30 people and messed his knee up and just had some surgery, and he could be high as hell right now. Ladies and gentlemen, my man in Portland, Oregon, Jay Bliss in the building. What up, Bliss?
How's it going?
I'm good. How you feeling?
Good and bad. I'm I'm all right.
So I don't know. I know I mentioned it, but on the show Wednesday, I get a phone call and it's Gliss, and he had his surgery on Wednesday. And I'm like, why the hell is he calling me? And then it turns out, as he was dialing the phone, he fell asleep with the phone in his hand.
Yeah, I was
feeling
like
good,
pretty much in bed all day with my leg up, just binging Netflix.
Oh, nice.
That's good. I'll say I don't see why people like painkillers. I'm not a painkiller person. In fact,
I don't like pills either, man.
Yeah, it makes me grumpy and tired, and so I mean, it makes me feel good. That's the good part, is it definitely helps. But yeah, I'm hoping to get off them in the next day or two, because it just knocks me out, and that's what happened. I was like kind of in and out, and then I accidentally realized that I had called you, and I was like, whoops. And then
so cool,
and I started to go back, and my eyes were kind of fluttering.
And it was so cool, because I'm like, what's going on? I hope we're still on the air. That was the first thing I was thinking. Like, maybe you saw like, yo, man, you're not on the air. And then I'm like, wait a minute, we're on. What the hell is wrong with? Oh yeah, that's right, painkillers.
Yeah, I was pretty out of it on Wednesday.
I'm glad you're good, man. I'm glad you're good. Lindsay keeping the kids away from you?
Yeah, she had to take Wednesday off to give me a ride home and all that stuff. I actually just got my first shower, so that was a big accomplishment, because, man, I couldn't wait to take a shower.
I can only imagine.
Stuck in bed, and they put all this dressing and all this stuff all over your leg. I couldn't wait to get that off and get in the shower. So that was definitely feeling pretty good right now.
Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better. I make you no promises today. I think we're gonna have fun. I know it's gonna be a great show, but it just might be me asking you questions about painkillers the whole show.
Because that's fine.
It's Friday. I always say this
might get less clear as the show wears on.
Hey, man, even better. No, that's fine. I'll go grab the wine. It's right back there, and we can have fun together. There's a lot of stuff going on, as we all know, and not to make light of anything that's happening, but the biggest story we're going to report on today, I think, is Hank the Tank, because there's been a development. It's not Dylan T. Pickles level,
no, but
it's up there.
That's a Friday kind of story, you got to go into the weekend with some stuff that feels
because this has been so heavy. It's been a really heavy 24 hours, man.
It really has.
Yeah. All this madness going on with Vladimir Putin, and I guess at some point, maybe not today. I hope this is a short act of nonsense from him, but we'll go into the whys, because I think why is important, and we'll explain our stuff. Also, we talk about new music today, Gliss, and there's a lot of sports stuff that has happened in like the last 20 minutes. Among them, Matt Nagy got a job with the Kansas City Chiefs. And I want to talk a little bit about DeMar DeRozan, because what he's doing is spectacular, and I think people around the country are starting to take notice to the Bulls. It's going down, but all that stuff's later. Gliss is going to be with us on the show. If at any time in your fever you feel like just blurting something crazy out, just try not to curse and go for it. I don't care how many times you get on camera, dude, as much as you want.
All right.
This is going to go down as the greatest show in the history of Backchannel.
If I'm slurring at all, it's just because I need to manage my pain. So,
hey, man, I can't read. It's perfect. We're working this out together. Thanks, man. And take care of your knee, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to put some ice on it right now.
There you go. Hey, what's up, Gary T? Yes, Nagy got a job with the Chiefs. He's their quarterback. Somebody. What up, Kerr? What up, Mark? What's up, Great? Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Cole. What's up, J-Lo? Nathan, and sometimes see J-Lo and I saw J-Lo's tweet to me the other day. Bella, Stacy, Sunny, Chandler, Stacy again. Oh, excuse me. Same Stacy. Verona. Oh my God. Deborah, Gliss isn't in Florida. Amanda and Steve. Pardon me, and Alexis. Hey, everybody. It's a pleasure to have you all here with us on the drive this afternoon. Let's take a quick look at headlines. This just happened in the last 5 minutes. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announced just a moment ago it is relaxing its mask guidance for communities where hospitals aren't under high strain. Under the new guidance, nearly 70% of the U.S. population lives in areas considered to be low or medium risk, and residents there are advised they can go indoors without masks. President Joe Biden today nominated federal appeals court Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the U.S. Supreme Court, making her the first Black woman selected to serve on a court that once declared her race unworthy of citizenship and endorsed segregation. Introducing Jackson, Biden called her a proven consensus builder who has a pragmatic understanding that the law must work for the American people. She strives to be fair, to get it right, to do justice, the president added. In Jackson, Biden delivers on a campaign promise to make the historic appointment and to further diversify a court that was made up entirely of white men for almost 2 centuries. He chose an attorney who would be the High Court's first former public defender, though she also possesses the elite legal background of other justices. And finally, Russian troops bore down on Ukraine's capital today, with explosions and gunfire sounding in the city as the invasion of a democratic country fueled fears of wider war in Europe and triggered international efforts to make Moscow stop. With reports of hundreds of casualties from the warfare, including shelling that sliced through a Kyiv apartment building and pummeled schools and bridges, there also were growing signs that Vladimir Putin's Russia may be seeking to overthrow Ukraine's government. It would be his boldest effort yet to redraw the world map and revive Moscow's Cold War-era influence. NATO decided to send parts of the alliance's response force to help protect its member nations in the East for the first time. NATO didn't say how many troops would be deployed, but added it would involve land, sea, air, and power. And those are the headlines at the top of the hour. When we come back, we'll look at news from around the world. Check on Gliss, make sure he hasn't thrown up on himself. And we'll say hey to Max in South Carolina and to Gian in Portland, and to everybody. Thank you all for watching. It's Friday, finally. And it's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon-supported devices. And we will be right back. Hey, everybody, welcome back to The Drive with Mario Smith. I'm Mario Smith. Happy Friday, wherever you are watching all around the world on Backchannel.tv, on YouTube, or if you're listening to us on an Amazon supported device. We appreciate your patronage. Thanks for being here today. It's Friday, so I really don't care anymore. It's my one day I get to say I don't care about anything. I've been up since an ungodly hour. I'm really sleepy, but, I'm here because we got bears to talk about, not the Chicago Bears, an actual big ass bear. That story is still super fascinating to me. As we mentioned in the headlines, the mask mandate that the CDC has put out has been lifted. I don't know what day. Hey, Marquise, I don't know what day that becomes an official thing. Um, I suppose if I looked in the story, I could tell you. But I know that most municipalities have already lifted their mask mandates, and I know there's still places that are fighting over whether it should be in schools or not. Um, and according to what the CDC said, uh, they're pretty cool with just indoors, no, unless it is an area that is high um, in COVID cases. Depending on your town, your village, or your burg, wherever you are, you should be able. I know here in Chicago, in the state of Illinois and in Chicago, uh, on the 28th, which is next week, Monday, the mandate's lifted. And you can go into businesses without a mask. I think for me personally, I'm probably going to keep mine with me. And then there'll be times where I wear it. Absolutely. Um, Not because I don't take the recommendations seriously. People, man, people. I've been walking around unvaccinated people for 3 years. And I'm not bragging about being vaccinated. The nature of my job, though, I had to get vaccinated if I wanted to keep my job. And if I wanted to be safe at my job, I work at a music venue when I'm not doing this stuff. Um, Although I'm trying not to ever work at a music venue again. I want to make sure that however it goes down, I'm healthy at least, and I'm glad that the mask mandates are being lifted because, quite frankly, I think I finally got to the point where I was like, okay, look, I can't do this every day. I do not know how people in Japan and South Korea, North Korea, they've been on the mask thing for decades. I've never understood it. I understand it now, but I just don't know how much. I mean, I've been diligent, but I'm ready to stop. So the 28th here, and now the CDC is saying lift the mandate everywhere, and that's a good thing. That means you'll be able to kick it and hang out and see people's faces. Not that you've been observing the mask mandate. Stop playing. You know you haven't. Not all of you, anyway. It's okay. Hey, you know what? I want to invite you to start your day with us on backchannel.tv. By the way, I was looking, okay, without telling too much, we have a directory of how many people work for backchannel.tv. It's straight up, we're like Disney. It's 1 million people that work here. Gliss, am I lying? Isn't it about like 1 million, 2 million people that work for Backchannel?
There's a lot more people than I thought. Yeah.
Man, I thought it was me, you, Hal, Liv, Haley, Allison, Jam, Renee, and Anthony, and Rob,
There's
and Riyadh.
lots of behind the scenes people.
I straight thought we were like 12, 13 people, and then it's Disney, without it being Disney.
I'm eating pistachios though.
Hmm?
I'm eating pistachios, and I got 3 straight pistachios that had no pistachios in them.
Yeah, dude, you're high. You're upset about those pistachios. You're mad. Three just shells?
3 with just shells. 3 in a row.
How dare them. Sons of, I can't believe, that's it. We need a consumer reports segment on our show. We can nail it to the
Put
man.
them in place. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Pistachio. That happens. There's without saying the name of the company, they have a gigante bag of pistachios. And at work, that's like our thing to keep us awake on those long nights when it's a lot of people. And
it's like sunflower seeds. It's like
when you drive and you eat sunflower seeds, exactly, to stay up. And many times I've opened the shell up and I'm like, damn, that's just a shell. Don't they have like quality control at the pistachio place?
You'd think it's in this fancy bag, and
Did they make ice cream with the pistachios? And just say, screw these guys. Hey, leave those shells in that bag. Take the pistachios.
Throw some in there just to hold the weight down a little bit.
That's right. We need to make these bags heavy. Just leave all the shells in. They'll add up eventually. But yeah, man, I'm glad the mask thing is over. That's good.
About that time.
Yeah, you would think, because apparently the COVID numbers are going down super fast now. There's some subvariant stuff that's happening, but down it goes. That's pretty cool. What is also cool is what happened today in the White House with Biden nominating Ms. Jackson to be the Supreme Court justice. It's an interesting take. I think, man, I'm with it because the court has been dominated by one white man, an old white man, since I can remember. So I like the idea of a different perspective being in that place. But because the presidency is so volatile, if another one of those justices quit and Biden isn't president and we have another Republican president, they can put somebody in with their point of view. It's I don't know, man. But I'm glad that it's happening. She is a member of the Delta sorority. So all the ladies of Delta, congratulations. And she was standing there with Kamala Harris. It was very symbolic this afternoon to see all that. I like that. I think she'll do okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't get in trouble. I don't go to court yet. So I don't know. It should be good, you would think. That's right. She is Miss Pulliam. Here we go. Here go one. She's a Delta Sigma Theta. I have to say it right and say it all the way. Congratulations to the sisters. I just wonder if her leanings don't disqualify her. And I wonder how the Republican side of the Senate is going to behave.
Probably well.
You know how they're going to behave, Bliss. Come on.
Yeah, come on. We know how this. It's going to be divisive, and they're going to attack her. And
we saw you buying rutabagas. Black women don't eat rutabagas. That disqualifies you. Then do they have gavel? Somebody's got a gavel.
I think so. Yeah.
I think it's interesting though. I am very I'm intrigued. This should be an interesting couple of weeks. Now that it's out there, and they're gonna, if they haven't already, they're gonna try to find something on her to make her look bad and everything that they can to discredit her, and it's not gonna work. And then they'll move on. I mean, they don't have to look too much farther than Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas is pretty scummy. You know what I'm saying? He ain't out here being angelic. He's a very, very scummy man. I remember all that Anita Hill stuff. I was like, wow, that dude sounds like a horrible person. We want him. I'm like, oh wow. That's how it works. He's their man. So I hope I don't get sued by Clarence Thomas. Wouldn't that be something, Bliss? I happened to be watching your show when you said I was scummy. How dare you? I'm suing you.
Like, what's his name? Kyle Rittenhouse. He's suing everybody now.
Yeah.
He's suing LeBron and everybody else.
He's suing everybody. Kyle Rittenhouse is suing everybody.
He's just taking as much money as he can get, trying to just digging into everybody's pockets.
Kyle Rittenhouse is like, I'm not a bad person. I just shot and killed 2 people, and I was only 15, and I had an AR-7 or 14 or whatever it's called, and I was too big for me to carry by myself, but I managed to do it. Jerk. He can sue us though, because guess what? He's not going to get a damn dime. We're broke. Hey Sandy, hey Kara, hey Chris, what's up, you guys? Max in South Carolina. What up, South Carolina? You guys heard my story about South Carolina. That's the one time I'm going, and I'm not going back. I don't think. We appreciate you all being passengers on the track. Oh, programming note: on Wednesday, I won't be here. I'm going to say the name that it was said the day of the thing. No, I can't. It's going to probably be, I know Bliss, and it's probably going to be our friend Robert Malazzo is going to be here.
Yeah.
In my place. I will be filming a TV show. Oh, you called me a big shot. I'm not a big shot. I am going to be filming a TV show called The Shy. 2 good friends of mine are directing it. And it's going to be a very interesting day on Wednesday. I have to be, because it's a Disney thing, so they test everybody. and I got to get tested. I think at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And then I already know what I'm going to be doing on the show. I'm not going to tell you, but it is the easiest job I'll ever have, and I get to have craft services food all day. So I'm very happy about that, and I get to. It's going to be good. I guess the best way to put this, because people who aren't from Chicago won't know, there's a lot of Easter eggs that are going to be in the show with Mono Wellborn. What's up, brother? There's going to be a lot of Easter eggs in the show of folks from Chicago who were very what's the word I'm looking for? Who were very influential back in the late 90s and the early part of the 2000s on the art scene. So I'm one of those people. So I'm looking forward to it. Don't worry, Glish, you'll know it's me. Red glasses and everything.
I can't wait.
I'm doing it big. That's my plan. So I appreciate you guys holding it down for me. And I'll shout you out, Glish. I'll throw your name out there. I'll let them know that there's a star in Portland waiting to be born.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, I do. What do you mean? Stop it. So we were talking about the what's going on in the Ukraine, which is absolutely horrible and awful. And there's so much happening right now. There's a let me make sure that I get this right. So the president announced sanctions the other day, but there's one that he didn't announce. And I don't think a lot of people, and every picture of Joe Biden is him with his mouth open yelling. Why is he so screamy? He's the screamingest president ever. I like my Joe Biden that ran down the ramp in Delaware when he's like, here I come. Here I come, everybody. I'm coming. I'm on my way down. What happened to that guy? He just turned into this screaming ass old man now. He's
he is an old man.
He bent over to pick up something this afternoon.
That's not good.
I'm like, oh no, this is not good.
That'd be like me trying to pick something up right now.
It'd be like me trying to pick something up. And he was like, oh, wait a minute, I dropped something. Hold on. He starts laughing. He's like, ha, 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 ha. He bends down. And I'm like, oh, and Kamala Harris is looking like, oh my God. And then the new Supreme Court lady is like, oh no. And so some dude with a microphone in his head rushes over there and a microphone, an earpiece in his head. You know what? Screw it. He had a microphone in his head, and he bent down and, Mr. President, here you go. And Joe Biden was hopped back up. He was like, all right.
I was going to say, he's the president. We need the Secret Service to take care of that. He's too old to be bending down.
No, don't. Hey, man, did you see him run down? You know what, Gliss? One day, if not today, find him running down that ramp. I'm pretty sure if you put Biden run anything, it's pictures of him running this stuff. Oh my God, it's the most entertaining thing you'll ever see. He is so adorable. He's just, I'm coming. U.S. and European officials are holding one key financial sanction against Russia in reserve, choosing not to boot Russia off SWIFT, the dominant system for global financial transactions. I had never heard of SWIFT until a couple of days ago. The Russian invasion of Ukraine caused a barrage of new financial sanctions Thursday. The sanctions are meant to isolate, punish, and impoverish Russia in the long term. President Joe Biden announced restrictions on exports to that's every now and then. If you just hear, that's Joe Biden running to something. The sanctions are meant to isolate, punish, and impoverish Russia in the long term. President Joe Biden announced restrictions on exports to Russia and sanctions against Russian banks and state-controlled companies. But Biden pointedly played down the need to block Russia from SWIFT, saying that while it's always still an option, right now that's not the position that the rest of Europe wishes to take. He also suggested the sanctions being put in place would have more teeth. Quote, the sanctions we've imposed exceed SWIFT, Biden said in response to a question on Thursday. Let's have a conversation in another month or so to see if they're working. Is this really going to take a month? Is this really going to take a month? Is what Putin doing? Is that going to take an entire month to accomplish? Unless he has intentions on going past Ukraine. So to just kind of explain it as best as I can, and God knows I'm probably wrong. It sounds like Putin is saying, okay, if any of you guys try to attack me, because he said, he said something slick today to the Ukrainian army, like it would be so much easier if we could talk. Whoa, he sounds like a villain in a Die Hard movie. What is going on? He sounds like what's his name on the plane. So Putin's position is, although he's not saying it, because he said something about we're killing Nazis. His position, I think, is he wants to recreate the Soviet Union. Maybe not the totality of the Soviet Union, but the Soviet Union nonetheless. And in order for him to do that, Ukraine is a vital spot in doing it. I don't know if that's an impossibility anymore. He might get his way, because if any of the European nations try to involve themselves, if NATO tries to involve itself, if the US tries to involve itself, this could spark not World War III, but it could spark a lot of war, a lot of bloodshed maybe. I'm not 100% sure Putin is down for all of that. I think he wants to prove his point and scram, because he really does. I mean, this is a waste of time for him, to be quite honest. His though his intentions may end up being to do just that. If the idea is to recreate the Soviet Union, that's a pretty big and substantial want. And I think this is, I heard this earlier. People in the United States, tend to think Russia is so far away and that it is miles and miles and miles away. And what happens over there does not affect anything that happens here. And I would dare say to you, you are so wrong. Russia is real close to the United States. It's close to Alaska. It's like 60 miles away from Alaska. Quite literally. I think it's 68 kilometers.
Can't Sarah Palin see it from her deck or something like that?
She says she can. I did not believe her at first. But when I saw this thing today about just how close Russia is, I mean, it's not Moscow. You can't see St. Petersburg from Alaska, but across this fjord, across this body of water, definitely it's not part of the United States. It's Russia, and it's close enough. I am doing a quick Google. Is Russia to U.S.? And my point being, if he wanted to pull it, if he ever wanted to pull it, he could. Okay, the closest point, the narrowed distance between mainland Russia and mainland Alaska is approximately 55 miles. That ain't far. The maps we've been taught on show the world very linear. Everything in the west is over here. Everything in the east is over here. And it's a lot of it. It's Africa, it's Asia, it's Russia, it's all of that, right? But Russia itself is huge. And 55 miles away from the narrowest distance from Alaska to Russia, 55 miles. If he ever wanted to, he could pull it. So, I mean, there are things to think about here. And there's a lot of propaganda and a lot of misinformation and a lot of this and a lot of that. I'm curious as to what your feelings are about it. We want to do a quick poll. Are you for or against the United States involvement with this conflict in the Ukraine? Yes or no? You can answer that question on backchannel.tv. You can also leave a review of the show. You can answer it on YouTube in the live chat, or you can answer it on your Amazon supported device by starting with the word say, and then you do your thing. Hey, what's up, Mrs. Pulliam? How you doing? Hey, you got it. You got the run. Let that run there. Look at him. Yeah, I'm coming down. I'm coming. I'm on my way. I'm going to be president of the United States. Woo. Look at that guy go. Son of a gun. He's just a running. I'm not being ageist. I just think it's funny when people run. That's me. That's what I do. He was just a running and a happy, had his mask. I was like, ah! Thank you, Gliss. I know you're high, dude. This is perfect because those pills are kicking in.
I do. I like those sound effects. Those are good.
Oh, because it's like, hey, oh, that's
It
me. That's
sounds
my
pretty
name.
accurate to what's in my head. So,
There you go. See,
I mean, there's a lot going on in my head, but
I mean, it's all right. This is what we wanted. This is what we. This is. I mean, besides for you having to get your knee scope, this is what we wanted. We wanted you to be one. Wanted you to be well. The people were like, "Where's Gliss?"
I'm
And there
well.
was a lot of that. So, hey, Sahana, how you doing? Genevieve, Kai, T, Anan, all of you guys. Hey, welcome. She said my first name is Senya, but this thing didn't work, so it's Sahana. Hey, you know what, Senya? It's cool. Your name could be Gone. It was some crazy name that was on Hal today. It was crazy. And then we got other friends that are watching. My dear friend Ms. Pulliam, and then it's Mrs. Pulliam. Both of the Pulliams are watching. My man Gary T. and my buddy Mono Wilborn. Mono Wilborn is big in the movie industry here in Chicago. Big time guy. We got the big timers out today. Both of the Pulliams are here, so I know I'm gonna either get in trouble, probably, or maybe I won't get in trouble. Did you know that there were Black Ukrainians, Gliss?
I did not. No.
I knew this only and I had forgot about him, but I remember in the Olympics in Tokyo, this guy had won a gold medal. And he's now the first Black member of parliament in the Ukraine. And his name is John Belinyuk. Says he spoke openly about racism he's faced in Ukraine after bringing home the Greco-Roman middleweight gold last year in the Tokyo Games. But experts say he and other Black Ukrainians are expressing their loyalty to the country amid fears they could become special targets for Russian occupiers. And that's not just Black Ukrainians. You know, Russia has a real bug up there, you know what, about LGBTQ plus people,
yeah,
and trans people. And they're very, very much like exterminate.
Yeah.
And this is a big thing. So apparently, a few thousand Black Ukrainians are believed to live in the country's major cities, though precise population numbers aren't available. Some are biracial second or third generation Ukrainians with African fathers and white Slavic mothers, while others are first generation arrivals from African nations drawn by easy access to education. Other well known Black Ukrainians, people I've never heard of, include singer Gatiana and actor Berta Vasquez. Wow, I did not know that. I do know that one. Kivborn Belinyuk is the son of a Ukrainian mother and a Rwandan father, a Hutu pilot who died in that country's civil war. He won the Olympic silver in 2016 and served in the Ukrainian army. In 2019, he won a historic election to parliament as member of President Zelensky's Servant of the People Party. He says, I consider myself 100% Ukrainian, and the people who have always supported and believed in me are all in Ukraine. I don't want to betray them. Sooner or later, there will be positive changes. Like many Black Ukrainians have ties to the Cold War era recruitment of college students from Rwanda, Nigeria, Mozambique, and the Republic of Congo. That is so interesting. It's not surprising, but it's very interesting. So this is taking a different look. And there's fear that those folks are going to get pointed out and that Putin might be going after them. Another aspect of this that's interesting is that if you got a car, shame on you, because gas is going to go up, player. It's $4 now, and that was before all this started. In some places, it's $5 a gallon. Can you imagine by April, it could be as high as $5 or $6 a gallon for some gas? No, ride a bike. Spare yourself. It's about to go down. That's a lot of, come on. So just pay attention to what's happening. Basically, is what I'm saying. Essentially, the war in the Ukraine is crazy. Grass puddle, the great grass puddle. I totally agree with you. It is. I think part of this is a who's going to take what side. I cannot see anybody in the U.S. besides the habanero Hitler taking the side of um, Russia. Habanero Hitler, however, has a big stake in it because he's the reason all this is really happening. He tricked the president of Ukraine to kind of help him win the election. He got support from him. And then he turned his back on him and moved the troops out that were there. Donald Trump did that. Joe Biden didn't do it. And I thought about Barack Obama today, and I wondered what would happen had this happened under his watch. And my answer, the only thing I can come up with is it wouldn't have happened. Think about that. Next time you want to, shake your fist at the screen. Speaking of habanero Hitler, Sahana says, I'm a kid. Well, hey, kid. Said I was breaking up, so I left Backchannel, but then it came back. Okay, and that wasn't me. I don't know. Habanero Hitler is also responsible for the House Senate committee. How can it be a House Senate committee? That doesn't even make sense. But the House committee is the January 6th committee is requesting Trump's additional documents from the National Archives. It looks to expand its investigation into his handling of sensitive and even classified information. The House Committee on Oversight and Reform sent a letter to the archivist laying out a series of document requests needed to determine if the former president violated federal record laws when he took 15 boxes of White House records to his Mar-a-Lago residence in Florida after leaving office last year. I wouldn't be surprised if in those records you'll find a bunch of information about Ukraine. And I bet that word is in there a lot in those records. He has explaining to do. There's no two ways about that for a lot of things. Now, I'm wondering, I swear, I'm not trying to pile on Habanero Hitler, but I wonder how come none of this stuff has really reached his door yet. What are they waiting on? Everybody's got a timestamp, Everybody. All right, that's enough preachy. Hey, Gliss, we're going to take a break, man. We got a bear to talk about and some other stuff to do. Thank you to everybody who's checking us out today on Backchannel on this beautiful Friday in Chicago, Illinois, where it is about 1.5 degrees and the snow is on the ground. It's not that cold. Relax. We'll be back in a bit with our community report. You're watching The Drive with Mario Smith on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon-supported devices. Thank you all for watching. We will be right back after these words. Welcome back, everybody, to The Drive. I'm Mario Smith, live from Chicago, Illinois. We appreciate you guys being with us today. There is another storm coming. Oh my goodness gracious! Is this accurate? Did I put? I hope I didn't. No, it is. Okay, never mind. A wintry mix of ice and sleet will continue for the southern plains and the Mississippi Valley through the evening. On the cold side of that storm, snow is going to increase in coverage and intensity across the Midwest and the southern Great Lakes. Heavy rain with some isolated strong storms will roll across the southeast. Slick travel is expected from Iowa to Maryland. Early today, and still going on a little bit on the other side of Lake Michigan from where I'm at. The wintry mix, which is delicious, will move into the mid Atlantic and the Northeast while heavy snow spreads across New England. The commute from Philly to Boston this morning was a mess. The Washington area probably also suffered some of that same mess. New York City has one of the most complex forecasts of the major metro areas with a combination of snow, sleet, freezing rain, and rain expected from yesterday until this afternoon. I don't know if anybody in New York is watching this on the drive today. Let us know what's going on where you're at. How's the weather? Boston, meanwhile, has a higher confidence forecast due to its dominant precipitation type expected to be snow. This will result in 6 to 12 inches of snow between Friday morning and later this evening. The storm will finally move off the Atlantic coast by Friday evening. Ice amounts could be 0.10 inches or 10, 10 tenths of snow? How do they say that? Anyway, ice. And as of Thursday morning, there were more than 30,000 customers without power in Arkansas, 16,000 in Tennessee, and 2,000 in Texas. Among the cities that may have already seen icing, I know for a fact one of our listeners and watchers said they saw some in Texas, Dallas, Little Rock, Arkansas, St. Louis, Indianapolis, Philly, New York, and Hartford, Connecticut. Snow amounts are expected to be in the order of a couple of inches across the Midwest and the Great Lakes, with higher amounts of 6 to 12 inches or more possible across New England. It snowed in Chicago, pardon me, but it was not super significant. Everybody that's crying about the snow, like my friend Ms. Pulliam, not her mom, Mrs. Pulliam, stop it. It didn't snow that hard. Everybody relax. I was outside in it today. It was pleasant. Everybody's snowing. Give it a rest. It ain't that bad. Bye, Sana. Take it easy. And no, I have not watched Encanto. I don't even know what Encanto is. That's the Disney movie, I take it. No, I haven't. Snowflakes in Tennessee, Williams in India. You know what? This reminds me of something. Let's hop on here for a second, brother. I got to do this while you're here with me because it happened when you weren't here. Hey, Snowflake, how you doing? So, and I don't have to do what I'm getting ready to do, but I'm a man and I feel it right that I do this. I snapped out on somebody. I got the wrong name. Somebody, hey, you moved around. Oh, no, you didn't. I see blue light. What is going on back there?
It's just I got the lights turned down a little bit.
Oh, look at you creating a mood, are you?
Well,
you want me to get off? You and Lindsay can sit around and chit chat for a minute. I can go.
No, my whole house has smart lighting.
Look at you. Woo-hoo-hoo. I cannot wait to get to the Gliss compound in Portland, Oregon.
Like a light nerd, so I like having control. So yeah, pretty much I think our bedroom, the hallway, the dining room, the living room, the playroom, the kitchen, they all run on smart lighting.
Wow.
It makes it easy. When we have the Halloween party, you just open my phone, switch everything.
Oh, I will do that. So Snowflake is either in New York or in Tennessee, is what I'm seeing. And it's in Encanto. I'm sorry. And Encanto. That's the Lin-Manuel Miranda movie with the songs that are hit records. I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, very
and
good.
Snowflake was asking who is talking. I'm Mario Smith. That's Jay Gliss in the little tiny box down there. He's in Portland, Oregon, and I'm in Chicago. William, what's up? Sahana had to leave. Oh, man. And Blair's on the stream, too.
Who are you saying you flipped out on someone?
Oh, thank you, man. You're the one that's high. I need to be. Thank you for keeping me in line. And you're not high. It's just an inside joke. So somebody got on here and said some real just bad things. And I saw them, but I didn't see the name, and I assumed it was a different name, and his name was Julian. And I shouldn't have did what I did, and I feel bad about. I feel bad about it since Wednesday. I am so sorry that I did that. And I should have ignored the character that said all the bad things. So it won't happen again. It might happen again, but it won't happen again like that. I can keep that to myself. My job is to do my job, not to get angry at somebody because they feel a certain way. And I will say this, and this is the truth: if this isn't for you, I'm not forcing you to do anything. You came here on your own, and you can go on your own. And it's the second time it's happened, and I can't let it be a third time. Just for me, I wasn't in trouble or anything like that. But me and Gliss work hard on making this good. And when someone says they think it sucks and they don't like it, instead of me going, they've never seen it, I immediately went to a different place. And I know Julian may never come back, and I may have ran off a person. If I haven't, though, I humbly apologize to you. I should have never said what I said. And I'm sorry. So that's it. I just wanted to make sure you were on screen for that, Gliss. So, we could thank you. Okay, Snowflake was born in New York, but you live in Tennessee. Okay, cool. If I had an Encanto power, what would it be? This is me telling you I know too much about Encanto. I think my power would be invisibility. No, because my friends would never mind. I don't want to be invisible. I would like to be able to time travel.
That would be cool.
Yeah, time travel would be my choice. A mine worker in Montana won $36.5 million in an asbestos case. A man in Oregon, as a matter of fact. His name's not Jay Gliss. Because Gliss would be like, yo, Mario, out. I just got a brand new knee, like new, made out of titanium. Screw this place. I'm gone. I just won $36 million. A Montana jury has awarded $36.5 million in damages to an Oregon man who suffers from lung disease because of exposure to asbestos while working at vermucillite mine in Libby, a bellwether case that could affect hundreds of additional claims filed against the company that once provided the mine's workers compensation coverage. The Great Falls jury last week awarded $6.5 million in compensatory damages and $30 million in punitive damages to Ralph Hutt of Roseburg, the Montana Standard reported. Hutt was one of more than 800 plaintiffs who filed lawsuits against Maryland Casualty Company, which provided the workers' compensation insurance coverage for the W.R. Grace and Company mine from 1963 to 1973. Maryland Casualty also made worker safety recommendations and suggested workers undergo annual chest x-rays. Wow. W.R. Grace operated the mine and processing operations in Libby from 1963 to 1990. Judge Amy Eddy, who oversees a special asbestos claims court in Montana, chose Hutt's case as the lead case to help settle some of the complex legal questions and set parameters for the other cases against Maryland Casualty, which is now owned by Zurich Insurance. Zurich does not comment on litigation, spokesperson Robin Ziegler said. Hutt's case went to trial after the Montana Supreme Court ruled in March 2020 that Maryland Casualty should have warned Hutt and other workers about the risk of exposure to airborne asbestos, the needle-shaped fibers that are easily inhaled and damage lungs, causing scarring and shortness of breath decades after exposure. Wow. $36 million. I don't know if that's enough. I'm not sure if that's enough money for me. Do you guys remember when we were talking about Hank the Tank, the 500-pound bear? It's a 500-pound black bear, first of all. And second of all, Snowflake, that is a nice thing to say. I'll get to you in a second. That's very nice of you. So Hank the Tank apparently was busting up in people's houses looking for picnic baskets, but actually it may end up being 3 bears. DNA evidence now shows that the 500-pound black bear the public had nicknamed Hank the Tank is in fact at least 3 not so little bears who have damaged more than 30 properties around Lake Tahoe in recent months. The State Department of Fish and Wildlife, that's right, 3 bears. Racial profiling on my man Hank the Tank, who happens to be a black bear. How dare them? You know, and that's the first thing I thought of, and I know that's a terrible thing to say, but I immediately went, they animal profiling my brother Hank. He probably is nowhere near any of these houses. But now the Department of Fish, why'd you laugh, Gliss? And now the Department of Fish and Wildlife said it will soon begin trapping bears in the South Lake Tahoe. I heard you. Lake Tahoe area to tag the animals and collect evidence for genetic analysis. The bears will be released in a suitable habitat, and the agency said no trapped animals will be euthanized as part of the project. The bears are responsible for more than 150 incident reports in the region, straddling Northern California and Nevada, including a break-in at a residence in the Tahoe Keys neighborhood last week. One of the Hanks, now they're all going to be named Hank, racial profile. One of the Hanks smashed a window Friday and squeezed into the house on I just thought about what I just said. That's so bad. Ooh, they're all named Hank. They're all black. Officer, what do they look like? Well, he's a bear. Oh, yeah? What kind of bear? A black bear. Oh, yeah? What's his name, you think? I think he said his name was Hank. All of them, every one of them was named Hank, and they're all black bears. Jesus, this is terrible. I'm going straight to hell. Okay. The bears are responsible for more than 150 incident reports in the region straddling Northern California and Nevada, including a break-in at a residence in the Tahoe Keys neighborhood last week. One of the Hanks smashed a window Friday and squeezed into the house on Catalina Drive while the residents were at home. CBS Sacramento reported police responded and banged on the outside of the house until Hank exited out the back door and disappeared into the woods. Also known as Jake or Yogi or simply Big Guy, the then solo bear was what one wildlife official described as a severely food habituated bear that has lost all fear of people and thinks of them as a food source. That is so cool. Lost all fear of people. Write that down, Gliss. That's the name of my new band. We're speed metal. Lost all fear of people. That's a great name. Come on. That's not a good name for a band?
That is a good one.
That's an excellent name. Can you imagine? And we can play? Lost all fear of people. Ladies and gentlemen. Lost all fear of people. That'd be great. What's problematic about this bear is how large it is, but it's 3 bears now. So everybody saw a different bear. They all saw the same bear. This is so complicated.
It's disappointing.
Why are you disappointed? What were you hoping would happen?
Because I thought it was one really cool bear.
I did too. I'm like, oh, word. It's now a gang of bears.
Now it's a little bit of a letdown. It's kind of like the movie Scream, where it's like there's not one Ghostface killer. There's like a bunch of Ghostface killers.
Bunch of them. That's a dumb movie. I don't want to say it's a dumb movie because chances are one of the 6,000 people that works at Backchannel wrote some of Scream. It's a great movie. I don't want to get no trouble. But this bear thing is disappointing. Grass Puddle says, so it's a bear gang. Exactly. It's the gang of the Hillbilly Bears. There's an old cartoon called The Hillbilly Bears. It's a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
And they used to shoot rifles and chase people and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Well, if it's not Hank, and now you don't have to worry about Hank getting killed, but if it's not Hank, and it's Hank and his people,
it's 3 Hanks.
Or if it's a bunch of people acting like they're Hank, this is wild. This is wild. But at least now they're not going to kill Hank. Can you imagine that? They killed this animal and he didn't do anything? And meanwhile, those other 3 dudes are like, ha ha, scot-free. Let's keep on going through these houses, boys. Hank's dead. What? Really? That is scandalous. Is there any more about this stupid bear? No, that's it. He's not stupid. I don't need to. And you know what's funny? There's a commercial on this page for the bears that use the bathroom in the woods that actually use human toilet paper, which I find to be disturbing as well. And then on the same page, and Gliss, you can see it. You don't have to show it to everybody. These cats look like they have little ankle bracelets on, like they're violating the law or something. You got to pull it up. Do you see what I'm talking about? Well, don't pull it up for everybody to see it. But they've got little like monitors on their legs. This is a crazy day. What the hell? First, it's all because of this bear. That is so wild. You see that? Show. Can we? I don't think we can show it because that's an ad for someone that doesn't sponsor our show.
Yeah, probably not.
But that looks wild. It's like little bitty ankle bracelets on these cats. What did they do? Good Lord. All right, Snowflake is asked, I'm sorry if I have a weird name. No, you don't. Snowflake, you're good. Snowflake also said, how come there are only X amount of people on here? That is the nicest thing anyone has said yet. Thank you. Amelia, thank you. And Clovis. Kelly's in the USA, Gliss. ROCK in the USA. Nancy's on the stream. Hey, Nancy, how you doing? Hey. I love it. All right, that's all about Hank. What time do we have here? I'm trying to move this along because all right, Bob Snowflake, peace. Thank you. Trying to move this along because my man is recovering from surgery. A team of crack doctors in Oregon.
You don't have to worry about me. I'm good.
All right, I'm not a worrier, but I'm concerned. You're my boy. I don't want nothing to happen to you.
My dog's he's trying to sneak up on my pistachios though.
Oh, Milo?
Yeah.
Milo the dog. What a famous family you have. Everybody's gonna get screen time. Hey man, at some point we have to get your wife on.
At some point,
so she can say hello. Yeah, I think that would be cool.
She would hate that, but
oh no, if she's gonna hate it, don't do it. I don't want no trouble when the show's off. You let that Mario talk you into putting me on? No, I don't want that. I did hear her laughing in the background when you and I were talking. I guess you were leaving the hospital though.
Oh yeah.
So that made me feel nice. I don't want no trouble in states I don't live in, bro.
No, she's cool.
Of course,
my mom likes the show too. I was talking to her the other day, and she's always listened to here and there to other things that I've worked on, radio shows and stuff like that. But
yeah,
she was saying the other day, she was like, at first I was listening, obviously just to check out what you were doing, but she's actually becoming a fan of the show. She likes our rapport and she likes what we talk about and all that stuff. So
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
she's doing and all that stuff. So
is she in Oregon as well?
So they were until a couple years ago. They live in Seattle now, but they're actually planning to move back here.
Well, before you move back to Seattle, hey, Mrs. G, how you doing? Thank you for watching the show, and thank you for being nice and saying nice things. Your son is amazing. He actually is keeping this show afloat while he is full of all kinds of legal drugs. And I am so appreciative of him. And that he's an amazing dude. John's in Oregon as well. Nancy says she's in Indiana, and Kelly, as I said earlier, is in the USA. And I'm glad that you're in the USA, Kelly. That's what's up. That's what's up. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the headlines from the top of the hour, and then we're going to go into some entertainment news. We got a lot of stuff coming up in the second hour. Stay tuned. It's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon-supported devices. We'll be back. Welcome back to The Drive. This is it. The Drive here, live from Chicago, Illinois. My name is Mario Smith. Thank you for being here. This is hour number 2 of the show. If you missed the first hour or if you just got here, we appreciate you checking us out on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your, not our, because I don't have one. I do, actually, on my TV. Your Amazon-supported devices. You can interact with us. Please say hello. Margie Law. Gliss, is Margie Law your mom?
Correct. Yes.
Because she said he's a keeper. I know she's not talking about me. I don't want to get into it like with Travis's mom. When Travis's mom said, I love you, but not that way. Because I really got in a little bit of that created a problem. This is my man, Jay Gliss. Gliss is in Portland, Oregon. He is convalescing.
I'm trying to say
people don't even use that word anymore. Convalescing from a recent surgery he had. Like I said, he's been on boats and surgery and just the guest at the Portland Trailblazers game throughout the first pitch with the pickles. You've done it all in February. You're busy.
I'm trying to get Dylan on the show sometime. I think it'd be great to get him on here.
Oh man, dude, my day. I promise you I will be on my best behavior. I have some real questions for Dylan T. Pickles.
Like I said, I think the only challenge is the language barrier. He doesn't talk. He'd have to answer with hand motions. But
so unbeknownst to you, I am friends with Southpaw, the Chicago White Sox mascot.
Okay.
And right. I've never heard Southpaw say a word, and we have, and I'm not joking, 30-minute conversations all the time. Like I'll see Southpaw see me, gives me a hug. I do all the talking. Southpaw's like, yeah, no, what? And every time I go to the ball game and I see Southpaw, we have a legit, not 15-minute, a legit 2-3 minute conversation. And people are looking at us and they go, how do you know what they're saying? I'm like, because they're nodding yes or shaking their head no.
Maybe I'll have to become friends with Dylan and we'll hop on a plane and come
to Chicago, come bust through my house like the Kool-Aid man. And I'm like, oh, holy moly, it's Dylan T. Pickle.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Before we go to our headlines, Jean Tiffany. Jean says no. Jean Tiffany's here. Jean's in Washington. I'm not sure where Tiffany is from. But thank you all for being on the show. This is Jean's first time here, so you probably don't know what's going on, just as I think that's the way. You're watching The Drive. My name is Mario Smith. My name's on the thing. Jay Gliss is the guy in the little bitty box there, although he could definitely split screen if he wants. He is in Portland, Oregon. He is the producer of this show, and what we do at the top of the hour is we read headlines, which is what we're going to do right now. President Joe Biden has nominated the first Black woman nominee for a Supreme Court spot. Ketanji Brown Jackson has been nominated to serve on a court that once declared her race unworthy of citizenship and endorsed American segregation. The Ukraine's capital remains under attack as Russia presses on in their invasion, with reports of hundreds of casualties from the warfare, including shelling that sliced through a Kyiv apartment building and pummeled bridges and schools. There also were growing signs that Russia may be seeking to overthrow Ukraine's government. It would be his boldest effort yet to redraw the world map and revive Moscow's Cold War influence. And finally, the CDC has lifted their mask mandate for indoor activities. And that's a good sign. We're on our way back. Party in the streets. It's Friday. We celebrate at dawn, whatever that means. We're going to come back with entertainment news. It's Have No Fear, the camera's here. We got good stuff today. And we have one sad report about an iconic actress who has made her transition. We'll be back in just a moment. Very brief break. It's The Drive with Mario Smith, live from Chicago, Illinois, here on Backchannel.tv, YouTube, and on your Amazon-supported devices. Gliss and I'll be right back. Oh, this is a good one today. I have a lot to say about a couple of these stories here. Oh boy. Um, if you're familiar with the movie Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield, you know who Sally Kellerman is. For those of us of a certain age, you know her as the original Hot Lips Houlihan from MASH. Sally Kellerman died at the age of 84. Um, a really interesting actress, Oscar nominated, and very good at her job. Um, Kellerman died of heart failure at her home in the Woodland Hills section of Los Angeles. Her manager and publicist, Alan Eichler, said she was 84. She had a career of more than 60 years in film and television. She played a college professor who was returning student Rodney Dangerfield's love interest in the 1986 comedy Back to School, and she was a regular in Robert Altman films, appearing in 1970's Brewster's McCloud, 1992's The Player, and 1994's Ready to Wear. But she would always be best known for playing Major Houlihan, a straight-laced, by-the-book Army nurse who is tormented by rowdy doctors during the Korean War in the Army comedy MASH. In the film's key scene and its peak moment of misogyny, a tent where Houlihan is showering is pulled open and she is exposed to an audience of cheering men. Quote, "This isn't a hospital, this is an insane asylum," she screams at her commanding officer. She carries on a torrid affair with the equally uptight Major Frank Burns, played by Robert Duvall, demanding that he kiss her hot lips in a moment secretly broadcast over the camp's public address speakers, earning her the nickname. Kellerman said Altman brought out the best in her. "It was a very freeing, positive experience," she told Dick Cavett in a 1970 TV interview. "For the first time in my life, I took chances. I didn't suck in my cheeks or worry about anything." The film was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, but her Best Supporting Actress was its only acting nod, despite a cast that included Duvall, Donald Sutherland, and Elliot Gould. The movie would be turned into a TV series, which lasted 11 seasons, with Loretta Swit in Kellerman's role. Sally Claire Kellerman died today, dead at the age of 84 years old. And most folks will only remember her from Back to School. That is how it goes. Kim Kardashian West. I'm trying to figure out between these two, what is the end game? And is anybody thinking, and I mean this, is anybody thinking about their children at all? Because they do have children. Kim Kardashian says social media posts made by her husband Kanye West, formerly Ye, have caused her emotional distress, according to court documents filed Wednesday. Kardashian 41 asked the judge to restore her status to a single person to begin the healing process and move forward. Ye, 44, and Kardashian share 4 children together, North, Saint, Chicago, and Song. Quote, "I very much desire to be divorced. I have asked Kanye to keep our divorce private, but he has not done so," close quote, Kardashian wrote in the documents obtained by NBC News. "Kanye has been putting a lot of misinformation regarding our private family matters and co-parenting on social media, which has created emotional distress. I believe that the court terminating our marital status will help Kanye to accept that our marital relationship is over and to move forward on a better path, which will assist us in peacefully co-parenting our children." A spokesperson for, I guess that takes it, anybody's thinking about the children part out of it. A spokesperson for Kardashian and a spokesperson for Ye did not immediately respond to NBC News a request for comment. Kardashian filed for divorce in February of 2021. In December, she filed to be legally single, which would split divorce proceedings into 2 parts. The first would settle her legal name and marital status, and the second would determine custody of the couple's 4 children and financial assets. Ye objected to bifurcation this month. Since Kardashian first filed for divorce, Ye has spoken out against his oldest daughter North's TikTok account, prompting Kardashian to respond through a public Instagram story. Kanye's constant need for attacking me in interviews and on social media is actually more... Wait a second. Kim Kardashian had a torrid affair with, what's that man's name? Ray J, and sold videos of them having sex with each other on the internet. The same internet that she's blaming Kanye West for putting their business out there, but technically, her claim to fame is that tape that was on the internet. Word. So, oh, I'm so confused. Can anybody help explain to me what is going on here? How is this a thing? If you're a judge and you're handling these divorce proceedings and you don't go back to the beginning of all of this, that's how she became famous. I'm not shaming her for it. It's a fact. Kanye's claim to fame is not a sex tape. It's music. That's how he became famous. That is a fact. But now, Kanye's internet access and use has her shook. Okay, I'll tell you something. You know, I don't do this often. You got to be kidding me. Are you, what? What? No. What are we doing? How is this a thing? So it's okay for her to do that and be all over social media and all over your TV and all over everything for years. He makes some posts trying to get his wife back. He shouldn't be on the internet either, God knows. But he was. But he's not out here like wilding. He doesn't want his child to have a TikTok account. I don't blame him. That's solid parenting. But she's insisting that, no, man, listen. Woo, Charlie, that is buddy. And then here's the other one. Britney Spears is about to get all kinds of money. A $15 million book deal apparently is what's happening with Britney Spears. She's writing her memoir. It's a tell-all book on her rise to fame. I'm not done with the Kardashians either. There will be more, not today. No, I am not done because I think that is real. That is questionably stupid. A $15 million book. Who's talking? Why is everyone talking here? Oh, shut up. Everybody shut up. She's writing a tell-all book based on her rise to fame, her career, and her family. Simon & Schuster, a division of CBS News parent company Paramount, is said to be paying the pop star $15 million for the book following a bidding war, according to multiple reports. The news comes just 3 months after Britney's conservatorship, in which she described in court as abusive, was terminated. Britney's sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, recently released a book of her own, which probably stinks because I don't want to talk about it anymore because they keep talking over me. $15 million is a lot of money. And, I mean, it's Britney Spears, right? You know what I like for Britney Spears to do? For real? Make a song. Put out a record. I'm not saying I'm going to listen to it, but I'd like for her to do that. No, I don't need to know your sordid affair with Justin Timberlake. You're a Mickey Mouse kid. What are you going to do? Mickey Mouse didn't do nothing to Britney, did he? That's it. I'm on my way to Florida. I'm handle this myself. That is so crazy. Those are two things that have been bothering me all day. The Kim Kardashian thing is just nuts. This is just really ridiculous too, though. But congratulations, $15 million, man. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. That's a solid life and good money for you. Tears for Fears has new music out. Thank goodness. That's one of my favorite bands of all time. Songs from the Big Chair. Oh, buddy. Songs from the Big Chair is still good.
I saw them about 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
Seen a lot of those old bands.
I have not had the pleasure. I hope they're coming to Chicago because I would love to see them live.
Great.
Yeah, man. I've seen concerts and stuff that they've done. Yeah. And they're still good. They're still sharp. They still sound great. Their voices still sound really good. That long gray hair is off-putting. It just reminds me of how old I am. But they're still kicking, and it's good to see them. I'm a little upset with hey Jessica. Jessica's in Pennsylvania. I have a soft spot in my heart for people named Jessica. What's up, Macy? I'm upset at Paul McCartney, man.
Oh.
He announced his tour. It's the Get Back tour or Got Back. Chicago's not on the tour.
That's no
And
good.
it's a stadium tour. It's a football tour. And I'm like, how is that? How is the city that helped make the Beatles famous not on the tour?
Yeah,
He
I've
recorded
never seen
songs in
Paul
Chicago.
McCartney. I'd like to see him though.
Man, look,
Maybe
when
kind
I
of
lived
bucket list concerts.
when I lived in the South Loop, I used to live right by Soldier Field. And when the Rolling Stones came, you could hear everything. Couldn't see them, but we would go up on the roof of the building and you could hear everything. And I listened to Paul McCartney performing. This wasn't terribly long ago. And he was amazing. I was like, whoa. And you forget how many songs this dude is responsible for. And he did almost all of them. And then they did this big fireworks thing. It was weird. And I had a couple, so it may be I'm exaggerating, but it seemed like the fireworks went around the entire perimeter of Chicago. It was crazy. Um, but his new album, McCartney 3, if you haven't heard it, I'm saying, listen to it. I love it. I do. I think it's one of the best albums that has come out in years. I want to read these to you. And this is interesting. I knew some of these, but I didn't know them all. We're going to play a game called They're Related? Snoop Dogg is related to Brandy and the aforementioned Ray J.
I once saw Ray J at my work.
Did he give you some headphones?
No, it was actually a very awkward experience because it was just I was using the restroom. He came in and I knew he was in the building. That our company was just about to launch a new hip hop station, We 96.3.
Yeah.
And he was there doing some promotion as Ray J's tiered and whatever. And yeah, he walked in. I didn't say anything. I just like
put off the
finish my
last
business,
few,
move on with my day.
Hand off the last few copies of that tape on VHS. Yeah. Gary T says, well, the Stones' last tour wasn't in Chicago. Yeah, I know, man, but I wanted to see McCartney. I don't want to see the Rolling Stones live. I'm good. I love Munch. Munch is my boy. Stone? No, I'm a big Rolling Stones fan. Oh, okay. But I think outside of, I think they're good on touring. They're good. McCartney's just as old, but I want to see him. I'm straight. I've heard the Stones enough on rooftops in my life downtown. Yeah. I'm good. If they came and did a stadium tour like at the United Center or something, I'd be interested in going. And a friend of mine plays bass for them, Daryl Jones. So I'm not trying to. I don't want Daryl Jones to get mad at me. Munch is a good dude. I don't want no trouble. Gary, don't tell on me. Jason Sudeikis and George Wendt. I knew this one too. George Wendt is Jason Sudeikis' uncle.
Right? That's the guy from Cheers?
Yeah, George Wendt, yeah. Who's from the Chicago area.
Okay.
And two other people from the Chicago area, Melissa McCarthy and Jenny McCarthy. I thought they were sisters, but they're cousins.
Okay.
Jenny McCarthy is the good. Melissa McCarthy is one of the funniest people ever. To me, she makes me laugh all day.
Have you seen that movie Spy with her?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's really good.
That's a great one. It's a really well done movie for a comedy. It's a good one. You got to check that one out.
This one caught my eye. Halle Berry and Sarah Palin are distant cousins. Sarah Palin, I told you.
Well, okay. I had to some of these I had to fact check, and I fact checked that one because I was like, really? And then I found some quotes about her talking about Sarah Palin, or being related, and she said something along the lines of she might be in my tree, but she's not invited to the barbecue.
Oh, sweet! There you go. That barbecue invite is coveted. Gliss, you're coming to the barbecue, brother. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Let me see. What was another one on here? Oh, I did not know this one. Dennis Leary and Conan O'Brien are third cousins. It makes so much sense, though.
I know, right?
It makes so much sense because I would see Dennis Leary on Conan, and their rapport was different. And I don't think Conan ever mentioned it, But I was like, they know each other really well. Of course they do, because they're cousins. Al Roker and Lenny Kravitz are distant cousins. I actually knew that one.
Okay. I didn't know that one. I didn't know
I
most.
knew that one. I knew about Baba Wawa. I knew about Barbara Streisand and Josh Brolin. I did not know. And what's the other one? There's so many. I knew about Quincy Jones and Rashida Jones. Come on.
Yeah.
Father and daughter. I knew it. The one that I didn't know about is Madonna and Hillary Clinton. They're 10th cousins? How do you go? Well, never mind. There's a way. I was going to say something real stupid. Glad I checked out on that. What are we doing? When we come back, we're going to play ball because we're rounding the corner. It's we're almost there, Gliss. Friday.
Friday, yep.
We'll be back with more in just a moment. It's The Drive with Mario Smith. And all of our passages today, a lot of you guys. Thank you so much, Elsa and Jennifer and Harry and Lorraine. Thank you guys. Really appreciate you being here. And Elsa's in New Jersey. Say word, Elsa. Right on. What part of New Jersey? I'm curious. Let me know on the chat. We'll be back in just a moment with sports. It's The Drive with Mario Smith here on Backchannel.tv. Hey, what's up, you guys? Gary T points out that Nona Hendrix and Jimi Hendrix were cousins. I don't think I knew that. You know what? I bet Gary told me that, though, many years ago. I'm sure he did. I'm sure of it. Gliss, so you know, man, Gary T used to be my partner on the radio.
Okay. All right.
Before I left that place, I can't tell that story legally. I'll tell it to you over the phone one day.
Oh, you still got one of those?
I have a million stories, sir. But this one was so
that one of those contract things. I know what you're talking about.
Oh no. It's just that I don't want to, because I'm pretty sure that the University of Chicago would get upset, and I don't want them to be upset any more than I've already upset them, because I plan on doing some work with them this summer. And you know, I have to eat, and I got to keep this place, the Mario Smith Studios, with this bicycle behind me. There's a bunch in sports that's not on our list. I got to go through these. Alex Ovechkin, Washington Capitals hockey player, addresses Russia's invasion for Ukraine and pleads for peace, no more war. He issued a statement today saying, please, no more war. It doesn't matter who is in the war, Russia, Ukraine, different countries. We have to live in peace, he said, following the Capitals practice. Ovechkin, 36, has been an ardent supporter of Russian President Vladimir Putin over the years. In 2017, he campaigned on behalf of Putin by starting a social media movement called Putin Team, writing, I never made a secret of my attitude toward our president, always openly supporting him. His Instagram profile photo features him posing with Putin. When asked Friday whether he supports Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Ovechkin said, I'm Russian, right? It's not something I can control. It's not in my hands. I hope it's going to end soon. and there's going to be peace in both countries. I don't control this one. He said the invasion of Ukraine by Russia is, quote, a hard situation, close quote, for him. Obviously, it's a hard situation. I have lots of friends in Russia and Ukraine, and it's hard to see the war. I hope soon it's going to be over and there's going to be peace in the whole world, he said. Ovechkin's wife, children, and parents have been in Moscow. Ovechkin wouldn't confirm whether his family will stay in Russia. I have family back in Russia. It's scary moments. We can't do anything. We just hope it's going to end soon and everyone's going to be all right. Ovechkin indicated he had been aware of the run up to the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. I pay attention to what's happening out there. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I don't want to see nobody get hurt or get killed. I hope it's going to be over and we're going to live in a good world. That's wild. Um, and the other thing, because Gary left, and he says we both left and went separate ways radio wise. We did. But that's still my brother. We're born on the same day. Same birthday, same day. He's much younger. He's like in his teens.
Okay.
I have no idea how old he is. I've known him almost 20 years, and I do not know how old he is. And he won't tell me. I think he went to high school when he was like 6. And somehow he's managed to maintain the look of a 12-year-old all this time. Won't tell me how old he is, and I won't ask. He also does some, never mind. I'll tell you later. Matt Nagy has a job. He is back with the Kansas City Chiefs as senior assistant quarterback coach. What in the hell is the senior assistant of anything? How are you senior assistant? Matt Nagy, and unreal. I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe Pat Mahomes is better for that. The Kentucky Wildcats have hired, let me make sure I say his name right, your guy, the QB's coach for the 49ers, Rich Scangrello.
Okay, yeah.
The Wildcats have hired him for a 3-year deal to be their offensive coordinator. Scarangelo 49 spent last season as the 49ers quarterback coach, his second stint with the team after stops with the Eagles and Denver Broncos, with whom he served as offensive coordinator in 2019. He replaces Liam Cohen, who left Kentucky after one season to become offensive coordinator for the LA Rams. And this is the other one. Lionel Little Train James died at the age of 59. Former Auburn and San Diego Charger running back Lionel James, who made a name for himself for being unstoppable despite his small stature, died Friday after a lengthy illness. Auburn announced the death of James, a 5'6" player nicknamed Little Train, but provided no additional details. James played 5 seasons with the NFL's Chargers, who have since moved to Los Angeles after being drafted in the 5th round in 1984. He set an NFL record with 2,535 all-purpose yards in 1985 after leading the Chargers in rushing, receiving, and kickoff and punt return yardage. He led the AFC in receptions last season with 86, while setting the NFL record for receiving yards by a running back with 1,027. James, who was inducted into the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame in 2006, led Auburn in all-purpose yards in 1981 and 82, and became one of the first signature players of the Pat Dye era. He was a team captain in 83 and helped lead the Tigers to their first Southeastern Conference championship in 26 years. Lionel Little Train James. Wow. He was Gliss. I don't know if you remember him or not. Man,
No.
Train James was nasty. He was a little bitty train. He ran over gigantic men often. He was really good. Wow, that one, whew, that caught me there. Okay. So now let's get to what was on our list, as we have so many things here. Baseball. Monday is the deadline that's been set by the owners. I think they want to. I don't think they have any desire to play any cold weather games. I'm beginning to think we may not see baseball until April, late April, early May. And here's the thing. The owners are doing this. It's not the players doing it. The owners have locked the players out. And they are doing a stare down like you do it. No, you go. No, you go. No, you go. And nobody's going. Everybody's looking at the other. It's like a poker game gone bad. I hope that they figure it out over the weekend, but it doesn't look good. And it looks like the owners aren't going to move and the players aren't going to move. And they still haven't talked about the issues that are key in how this is going to go. And I mean, the players start losing money March 31st because that's when the season starts. But it sounds like the players are game for losing money. And Gliss, I heard something on the radio today. Isn't it reasonable if MLB or the MLBPA, the Players Association, says, you know, we're going to start our own, we're going to invest in a sports book, or we're going to start our own league because they need the players. What the owners need are people to come see the players. If the players say, well, okay, cool, you'll lock us up, but somebody else will let us in, then what? So now we have a whole thing in flux. And I know this doesn't mean anything to anybody because I don't know anybody's going to watch it except maybe me and you. But the USFL starts in a couple of weeks. There's going to be football being played in the spring.
I want to check it out. I want to check it out.
Definitely. There's football coming. You see if it's any good or not. Yeah. So I mean, if you're operating under the falsehood that people will like not follow the players to another league, yeah, they would. And there, I bet you, hey, you know, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, there's some billionaire out there somewhere. Maybe you know who. That's like, you know, I could build a couple of really good baseball fields and around the world, and they can play everywhere. They can barnstorm until they figure this out, and I'll pay them myself. Or invest in a sports book so that they can create a fund so it doesn't hurt them that they're out of cash because they're not technically baseball players right now. They're citizens. They're not on their contract.
Yeah, I mean, if I would follow players if I have the opportunity to go see Major League Baseball players play somewhere else, then I'll go check that out.
Yes,
I mean,
I would.
In 2000, I think it was 2010, the last NBA lockout. It was a shortened season, and you know these guys weren't getting paid necessarily. But I remember several guys around the NBA were holding exhibition games. I actually went to one of them at the University of Portland that was put on by LaMarcus Aldridge, and he had, you know, Jamal Crawford and Nate Robinson and a bunch of other guys come play in that game, and it was awesome, man. It was like, you know, it was like $15 for a ticket. The place was sold out, and you could see a bunch of NBA players playing an exhibition game. That was like, I'd definitely go watch any opportunity I had.
Yeah, I think you see what I just did, don't you? I think this is the new me, the new pleasant to our listeners me. I think if the players decided they wanted to come up with an alternative plan and somebody had the ways and means to bankroll it, maybe get them in some minor league ballparks, even if it's, I mean, they would basically be pickup games anyway. Hey Brooks, I want to introduce you to somebody. It's an event we call a block party, and if you turn to your right, you just been set to block party. You have a good day, Brooks. Don't worry about it. You good. Bye, Brooks.
My favorite kind of people are the kind of people that check into something and then start commenting on something that they say they don't like.
You know what? What am I doing? I need to let Brooks back in here. Hold on. There you go. You're back, Brooks. See, I have the power, but you're back because I want you to tell people about our show, and you'll be back every week. But yeah, I think that would be an interesting thing. If the players decided to relent and just say to the owners, well, whatever, cool. You don't want us to come into your park? We won't.
Yeah.
Then what would they do? You know what I mean? What would be the end result then? If you're interested in soccer like I am, actually, I tried to watch a little of the Seattle game last night. Not with much success because the Bulls were working. I had to pay attention to that. By the time I got a chance to move over, it was over with. The Champions League will not be played in St. Petersburg this year, where it was supposed to be. The final was supposed to be on May 28th. It'll now be moving to Paris, France. UEFA also said it would relocate any games and tournaments it controls that were to be played in Russia and Ukraine, whether involving clubs or national teams, until further notice. Um, there are a few other sporting leagues that are like no on Russia and making a move to move their events out of Russia. And that's another effect of war. Troy Aikman is expected to leave Fox for ESPN. This is humongous if you are
Yeah,
a Troy Aikman fan.
he's been there forever too.
Yes,
With
since he
Joe Buck,
quit, right?
Joe Buck, yeah, they're a staple of Fox's NFL coverage.
Troy Aikman is expected to become the lead analyst on ESPN's Monday Night Football after 22 years with Fox. Wow. The Post reported that Aikman will sign a 5-year deal that would rival the $17.5 million per year Tony Romo is making at CBS. And all of a sudden, Tony Romo went from being a really good analyst to like, what are you doing up there? Are you drunk? Yeah, are they letting you drink while you talk? Aikman has been with Joe Buck on Fox's top crew since 2002, but there have been rumblings the past couple of months that the Hall of Fame quarterback had been looking to move on. Many thought that Aikman would join Al Michaels at Amazon, which takes over Thursday Night Football next season. Instead, it is ESPN, which has its star quarterback after falling short with Romo and Peyton Manning in recent seasons. ESPN chairman Jimmy Pitaro had tried to get Manning for years to join the Monday Night Football booth since he retired after the 2015 season. You know what's going to make Monday Night Football work? Taking it off of ESPN and putting it back on ABC. No brainer. Super easy. You get Al Michaels back on ABC, you if you can, and boom, done.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just me, but honestly, Monday Night Football, now that we have 3 primetime games a week, Monday Night Football is probably my least favorite.
It's the one I don't pay attention to the most.
Unless it's a really good game. But even Thursday night games, which usually aren't the greatest matchups, it's kind of like you get to get back and get ready for the next weekend of football. So I always tune into Thursday night, and Sunday night is just like usually the best game of the week most times. So
I have not been very interested in Thursday night football until fairly recently. And now that Amazon has it, I am probably more likely to watch it. Because you know what I mean. And I would love to see who they're going to pair him with. If I was running ABC though, I would or ESPN, I would really, really consider moving it back to the network just because there's more eyes on it. I think if you do that, and then if the NFL is smart, the scheduling is different because first of all, they want to show their product off, and that Sunday Night Football telecast is killing everybody. That's actually the move I thought they were going to make. Him going to NBC, them getting rid of Collinsworth, or like maybe doing a switch, and Al Michaels somehow staying. But if Al Michaels ends up on Amazon, it would be interesting to see who they pair with him. You got to fix this Monday night thing though, because it's too much. It's not. I'm spoiled, man. I remember when it was really good, the broadcast itself. It's daunting.
It seems like they haven't really had any direction over the last several years either. Like it just feels like I haven't been interested in a while. It's usually not the best matchups, and on top of that, it seems like every year they're always making changes to try to figure out what isn't working, but it still just never works.
Well put. You know what? That's the best commentary of the day. That's it. Thank you. Jake Liz, ladies and gentlemen, live from Portland, Oregon.
I'm trying.
You're doing, bro. You're not trying. You're doing. There's so much that they could do with that broadcast, but they fail because they do too much. If you're look, you got a 3-man booth. That's already too many people. One person too many. But it worked for years on Monday Night Football. That's the show. That should be the entertainment night. If you got Troy Aikman there and you get maybe a coach. Maybe the move is McVay. Sean McVay goes to Amazon and he pairs up with Al Michaels there. That could be a thing. It's going to be interesting. However they do this, it's going to definitely be a thing. I'm going to say your name wrong. What's up, Levy in Texas? Milo, what's up? It's either Milo, Jack, or Lindsay. It's one of those three people.
I think it's
Milo.
Lindsay.
Okay, hey Lindsay. Thank you for taking care of my friend. Not that you needed me to thank you, but thank you. I can't do this show without Glitz. I mean, like, technically, yes, we could do the show without each other. I wouldn't like that. And let me know when he starts roundhouse kicking people, please. I am so curious. I desperately want to know. Well, it's Jack. Hey, Jack. How you doing?
It is Jack. Oh.
What's up, Jack? Jack, you're famous too. Everybody, I told you, everybody in your house is famous. The dog is famous. The brothers are famous. You. How do you pronounce this? Hermoine? I'm sorry. I'm messing up your name.
Where on?
Hi there.
Backchannel?
Yeah. I don't know, but thank you for watching. Appreciate you and appreciate all of you. Even my man Brooks. Appreciate you too. There's games right there. 9 games in the association tonight. The Rockets will be in Orlando, and that is a 7:00 tip. The 76ers with James Harden playing the Minnesota Timberwolves and the high-flying Anthony Edwards. Oh, that should be good. Devils in hockey playing against the Blackhawks. The Clippers, I don't mean to jump. Clippers playing the Lakers. And let's see, there's that. Scheduled tomorrow for Premier League. Leeds against Tottenham, who is falling apart, Gliss. I'm so happy. Arsenal.
My brother-in-law, this Friday is his day that he usually listens, so he's probably
I did it.
He's probably not happy about that.
Hey man, Antonio Conte was talking about leaving the team. I'm telling you, man, I did not trust it when they hired him. I don't trust it. I don't think he wants to stay anywhere that he can't win. Arsenal had a great game yesterday. It was it was a good game. They were losing to Wolves, and
That's
Wolves sucks.
Right, Arsenal?
Arsenal's my squad, which is going to make your brother-in-law even madder. He'll probably just turn this off or through something. Like that son of a... Man U, who is dying a slow death as well, plays against Watford. And the MLS starts. Miami is in Chicago to play the Fire on Saturday. We've got West Ham and Wolves on Sunday. Barcelona against Athletic on Sunday as well. And there's a lot going on in the association and in the Premier League. Let's see here. What are we doing? You know what? On time. Look at me. Let's yep. Oh yes. I'm moving right along. Let's roll off of this one. Take a break. We'll come back with a story that you can take to your dinner table with you, or hang out with your buddies in the garage drinking beers this weekend. It's called Friend of Mine, and we'll be doing that in just a second. You're watching The Drive with Mario Smith on Backchannel.tv. Welcome back, everybody, to the drive with Mario Smith. Um, this is a really cool story, and it's I like these. A Philadelphia family has been reunited with their long lost dog. Now they're sharing their emotional journey and how technology made the reunion possible. 2 years and 3 months. That's how long Ted was missing. As soon as the owner got the call, she showed up at the animal hospital within minutes. Oh, look at Ted. He's the boss in the house, Renee D said. We really missed him. But now they're together again. Back in November 2019, Teddy and the other family dog Mimi were in the backyard when they both went missing. I believe someone stole them from my yard, Renee said. Renee searched far and wide, going as far as Coatesville to track a lead. I was so depressed, she said. On Friday, she got an unexpected call. It was the Philadelphia Animal Hospital. A good Samaritan found Ted sitting on her front porch shivering and brought him in. I was just trying to find something to put on and I was crying, Renee said. I was just crying. My daughter said, Mom, you're crying. That's a lot of crying in one sentence. There's a lot of sentiment behind Ted. Renee's mother was infatuated with the pooch. She died from cancer only months after spending time together. Every day she rubbed him and played with him and talked to him, Renee said. Where Ted spent the last 2+ years is still unknown, but doctors at the animal hospital say he's quite healthy. I think he was in pretty good condition, just had some mild skin issues, Dr. Morgan Agnew said. While Ted's microchip helped confirm his owner Mimi remains while Ted's microchip helped confirm his owner Mimi remains missing. For now, Renee is optimistic. Keep hope alive. If there's one takeaway from the story, microchip your pets. I agree. Now, the other one we were going to read, hey, it's I's first time, and I's in Illinois. What's up, I? Susan, Sam, and everybody. Hey, look at Ted. Look at Ted. That's pretty cool, man. That dog is like, yo, like a little boss. That was a story about a dog that went in California. That went from like California to Nevada that they just found a couple of days ago.
That's crazy. That's we have one of those little AirPlay things connected to Milo. If we lose him,
good.
A little apple.
We need Milo to not get lost. Actually, the other story
is those things. They'll tell you that if we leave the house, my wife will get a notification that we left the dog behind.
Oh wow!
So every time we go to the grocery store,
it's like Home Alone, except you're not leaving a child to fend for itself. You left your dog. How dare you, humans? Go get your dog. So there's that. So what you guys don't know on today, what we do in the daytime, we set everything up for the show, and then I'll talk to Gliss. He'll talk to me, and he'll give me a list of all the stuff that we're going to do. And he gave me a story that I had read the day he got his surgery, and I had to explain to him that's the day he called me on accident and hung up on himself and fell asleep with the phone. My man.
Well, I'm glad there's only a few minutes left because that's
about to happen.
That's where I'm headed.
That's funny. Oh man, I didn't even see you had this all mapped out for me. Blue Jackets at the Hurricanes tonight at 7 Eastern. The Sabres are playing St. Louis and hockey at 8 p.m. Eastern. The Devils and the Blackhawks 8:30 Eastern. The Jets and the Avalanche at 9. The Golden Knights against the Coyotes at 9:30, and the Kings and the Ducks at 10. In the NBA, Raptors, Hornets, Thunder, Pacers, Rockets, Magic, Spurs, Wizards. Those are all at 7 Eastern. Heat versus the Knicks at 7:30. The 8 p.m. game is the Sixers and the Timberwolves. The Pelicans and the Suns and the Mavericks and Jazz are at 9 Eastern. And the Clip Show against the Lake Show. And it's the show of two horrible teams. And that begins at 10 p.m. And I know how much you hate the Lakers. So I know you're glad I said that. Before Gliss falls asleep, today on this date in 1793, President Washington holds his first cabinet meeting. In 1913, the 16th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, giving Congress the power to levy and collect income taxes, is adopted. And in 1992, the U.S. Supreme Court rules prison guards who use unnecessary force against inmates may be violating the Constitution's ban on cruel and unusual punishment. Birthdays: Sally Jesse Raphael. Hey, she stole my idea about the red glasses. She turns 87 today. Kurt Rambis, who's totally destroyed the Los Angeles Lakers, turns 64. Comedian Carrot Top, real name Scott Thompson, turns 57. And actor Sean Astin from The Goonies turns 51. In music, Jump by Van Halen hits #1 on the US Top 40 chart and stayed there for 5 weeks, and I heard it 5 million times a day. And in 1999, ironic, Prince files a copyright infringement lawsuit against 9 websites for selling bootlegged recordings and offering unauthorized song downloads. And he was stringent about people being on the internet trying to download his stuff. Hated it. Did you know that Canada has more coastlines than any country in the world? 50% of us haven't made a new friend over the past year. I've made a new friend with Gliss. No. The IRS receives over 100 million calls a year. Switzerland eats the most chocolate, equated to 10 kilos per person per year. Damn, that's a lot of chocolate. A survey says that 1 in 10 adults have damaged a smartphone while watching or playing in a sporting event.
Yep.
Let's see. You always get me on these two. I'll do this one. This guy says he's been taking a photo every day at 12:34 p.m. for 10 years. When Samuel Ride got his first smartphone in 2012, he began a project to photograph whatever he was up to at 12:34 p.m. every day. Initially, he planned to complete the project over 1 year and share his pics on social media. However, the social pressure of providing an interesting picture became a negative, and he replaced it with a positive attitude of capturing the moment because people and life change. More than 10 years later, the 40-year-old artist and hairdresser from London says he has documented both the exciting and mundane nature of everyday London life. Ride says he rarely misses the moment and wants to continue the project for the rest of his life as a pictorial journal. How about that? Adi has joined the stream too. Everybody that's been a passenger today on the show, thank you so much for being here today. Truly appreciate it. And we hope that you guys have a great weekend. And I'll now say goodbye to Mr. Gliss. Gliss, I'll talk to you later this weekend.
Yep.
Later. Just rest, man. If you fell asleep right now, you know how great that would be for this show? It would be ratings central.
I'm trying to make it.
Stay awake. You literally got 1 minute left. I just got to say the stupid stuff I say at the end, and then we're gone. Thanks, man. Have a good weekend. Get some rest, brother. On behalf of everyone at Backchannel.tv, my name is Mario Smith. We appreciate you being with us. Join Backchannel.tv again beginning Monday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern for Allison and Haley. Yes. Everybody have a great night as the sun sets in Chicago, Illinois. I wish you well. Have a wonderful evening. Pray for peace. Peace.